Highways. They're the arteries of human travel, connecting cities and states. But did you know they've also become pathways for wildlife, helping some animals expand their territories? Across the US, highways and roads are more than barriers. They're opportunities for adaptation and survival. Today, we'll explore how animals are using highways in unexpected ways and the impact on ecosystems and human life. Highways have long been considered obstacles for wildlife, splitting habitats into fragmented zones. Yet for some species, these man-made structures provide new opportunities to explore and migrate. Animals are adapting in fascinating ways, turning highways into tools for survival. This adaptation reflects nature's resilience in the face of human development. Understanding these behaviors helps us appreciate the complex relationship between wildlife and infrastructure. One way animals use highways is by taking advantage of the vegetation corridors that often line roads. Many highways are bordered by trees, shrubs and grasses that create narrow but viable habitats. Coyotes and foxes frequently travel along these green strips, using them as safe paths to new territories. The availability of food, such as small mammals and insects, makes these corridors attractive to wildlife. These roadside ecosystems provide shelter and connectivity for animals on the move. Deer are among the most common animals using highways to expand their range. They often cross roads to access new feeding grounds or find mates during the breeding season. While this behavior increases the risk of collisions with vehicles, it also highlights their adaptability. Deer populations have expanded into suburban and urban areas, thanks in part to highway networks. This movement demonstrates how highways can influence wildlife distribution. Birds also take advantage of highways in surprising ways. Species like hawks and owls use highway medians and poles as hunting perches. The open spaces along roads provide clear views of prey, such as rodents and small birds. Highways create opportunities for birds of prey to expand their hunting territories efficiently. This adaptation showcases their ability to thrive in human-altered landscapes. Raccoons and opossums are notorious for using highways to scavenge for food. Discarded food from humans or roadkill provides an easy meal for these opportunistic animals. Highways often act as linear feeding zones, supporting scavenger species in urban and rural areas. While this behavior benefits these animals, it also increases their vulnerability to traffic-related deaths. Their reliance on highways highlights the risks and rewards of adapting to human infrastructure. Some aquatic species, like amphibians, use culverts and drainage systems under highways as migration routes. These tunnels allow frogs, salamanders, and turtles to safely cross roads without entering traffic. In areas where water bodies are fragmented by highways, these passages are crucial for survival. Culverts serve as unexpected connectors for aquatic ecosystems, helping species expand their habitats. The use of these structures demonstrates the importance of designing wildlife-friendly infrastructure. Coyotes, one of North America's most adaptable predators, are experts at navigating highways. They often travel alongside roads to explore new territories and search for food. Coyotes are known to use underpasses and culverts to cross highways safely, avoiding traffic. This behavior has allowed them to expand into urban and suburban areas across the US. Their success underscores the role highways play in the spread of adaptable species. Bears, particularly black bears, also use highways to explore new habitats. They often follow roads that cut through forests, using them as pathways to food sources or mating grounds. However, their presence near highways increases the risk of dangerous encounters with humans. Efforts to create wildlife crossings and reduce roadside attractants help mitigate these risks. Bears' use of highways illustrates the challenges and opportunities of coexisting with large predators. For some species, highways provide thermal benefits, especially in colder climates. Reptiles like snakes and lizards are often seen basking on sun-warmed asphalt, to regulate their body temperature. This behavior, while beneficial, puts them at high risk of being hit by vehicles. The use of highways for thermoregulation highlights the complex ways animals interact with human-made structures. Understanding these behaviors can inform conservation efforts to protect vulnerable species. Highways also serve as barriers for predators, allowing prey species to thrive in fragmented habitats. For example, smaller mammals like rabbits and squirrels often flourish in areas separated by roads. These populations can expand without the constant pressure of predation, creating localized abundance. This unintended effect of highways shapes the dynamics of predator-prey relationships. However, it also creates challenges for ecosystem balance over time. Some animals use highways as markers for migration routes. Caribou in Alaska and Canada often cross highways during their seasonal migrations. They rely on instinct and learned behaviors to navigate these man-made obstacles safely. In some cases, wildlife corridors and overpasses are designed to assist these migratory patterns. These crossings help minimize disruptions while allowing animals to continue their natural movements. Wolves, another iconic predator, have been known to use highways to expand their territories. In some regions, wolves travel long distances along roads to establish new packs or locate prey. This behavior highlights their intelligence and adaptability in navigating human-dominated landscapes. Efforts to monitor and protect wolf populations often focus on mitigating highway-related risks. Their use of highways reflects the balance between survival and the dangers of human activity. Highways can also impact insect populations, creating opportunities for pollinators like bees and butterflies. Roadside wildflowers provide nectar and pollen, supporting these critical species as they migrate or forage. Pollinator-friendly highway corridors help maintain biodiversity and support ecosystems far beyond the road's edge. These habitats demonstrate how highways can be transformed into assets for conservation. While highways offer opportunities for some species, they also pose significant risks. Collisions with vehicles are a leading cause of wildlife mortality, affecting everything from deer to birds. Efforts to create wildlife crossings, such as overpasses and underpasses, are helping reduce these fatalities. These structures allow animals to safely navigate highways, preserving both wildlife and human safety. The success of these designs highlights the potential for coexistence through thoughtful planning. Why do animals use highways despite the risks? Highways often provide access to resources, connectivity, and opportunities for expansion. For adaptable species, the benefits outweigh the dangers, driving their use of these man-made structures. Understanding these behaviors allows us to better protect both wildlife and drivers. Highways are more than just barriers, they're evolving landscapes for animals to navigate. What can humans do to support wildlife along highways? Advocating for wildlife-friendly infrastructure, like crossings and vegetation corridors, is a critical step. Reducing litter and roadside attractants helps minimize the risks for scavengers. Education and awareness about local wildlife encourage safer driving practices and coexistence. Small efforts can make a big difference in creating safer highways for animals and humans alike. How do animals use highways to expand their territories? From green corridors to underpasses, these structures serve as tools for adaptation and survival. The resilience of wildlife reminds us of nature's ability to thrive in unexpected ways. By understanding these behaviors, we can find better ways to share the landscape with the animals around us. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of how highways are reshaping wildlife movement in the US. Until next time, respect the road, stay curious, and marvel at the ingenuity of the natural world.